Hello, everybody. So, listen, today I want to get your feedback. This is going to be a quick video, but it's disturbing me so much after yesterday's live. It was brought into my live at the end of our live yesterday to look at this picture more intently. So, I don't want to create any conspiracy theories. We don't need any more dumpster dives with this case, y'all. That is for sure. And I am not a conspiracy theorist, but I do want to get everybody's feedback on this photo. Because again, on yesterday's live, it was brought to my attention that some people feel that this photo was maybe staged as a proof of life photo, and is baby Emmanuel actually alive in this photo? Again, I am not trying to create more conspiracy theories, but I am concerned with what I see in this photo, and I want eyes on it, and I'd love to hear your feedback. For those of you that don't know, I have been volunteering as a psychic medium with the Find Me group since 2018. And typically we get our cases, and we get a picture with one or two lines, and I tap into the picture immediately to determine whether the person in question that we're investigating is deceased or alive. And in this photo, I'm struggling. I'm going to be frank with you. I don't normally struggle with this, but in this one, I'm struggling. And I think I'm struggling because I think baby Harrow, um, in my opinion, may have suffered some brain damage from prior abuse. That's just my speculation, my opinion. You don't have to agree with that. But I want you to take a look at this picture and tell me if you see what was brought out to me yesterday in our live. And you can see some bruising right around his eye here. As you can see, I'm circling here his bruising right here under this eye. There's also some bruising and purple shading under his lips. There's some pink in his lips. Was this taken when he, this is the question that I was asked to evaluate in my chat live last night's stream. Was this picture taken possibly as a proof of life before he started to go to purple? Because there's some purpling and there's some pink in the lips, but when you look closer, there's also some bruising under the lip here. You can see this here. You can see some purple coloring in here. Were these old bruises, or is this something scarier and more nefarious? If you move down to the line along his t-shirt here as well, you can see some purple discoloration here. In all the way down into this, under the side of this face that is on the grass, and you can even see it on this top eye. His coloring of the skin, other than the lips, is pretty pale. There is some pink in the lips, which some were saying, no, he can't be unalived in this photo because there's some pink in the lips. And it sounds crazy. I get it. Would these parents actually do that? Well, I wouldn't put anything past these two at this point, given what's unraveling in this story right now. So again, I don't want to deep dive and create conspiracy theories here, but this is something that legitimately I'm curious about now, because the coloring could be either a sign of past abuse that's healing with these bruises. It could also be something a little bit more nefarious, because I mean, look at the eyes. They look pretty lifeless in this photo. They look pretty lifeless. So I was asked on the stream whether or not this is blood that pools. I forget the term, that pools quickly after one's passing. And I just want to know what your thoughts are on this. Um, could this be that? Could this be that? Or is this just bruising from beating that he got around his eyes and lips, and wow, like look at even the neck. I mean, there's a lot of bruising in this picture. There's a lot of what looks like bruising. I think the term was coddling. I'm not too sure if that's what it was. Kettling, that's what it is. Kettling. Oh no, it's not kettling. Coddling. Is it coddling? Gosh, I'm sorry. I forget the term that was brought up about the blood that pools. Let me look for that quickly here. So I didn't find the exact term that was brought to my attention last night, but blood pooling on dead body, okay? Blood pooling on dead body, a phenomenon called livor mortis or postmortem lividity, occurs due to gravity after the heart stops pumping blood. This settling of blood results in a purplish red discoloration of the skin in the dependent lowest parts of the body. Livor mortis begins within a few hours of death and becomes more pronounced over time. Let's read what it says here. Gravity's role. Here's a more detailed explanation. When the heart stops beating, blood no longer circulates and begins to settle in the lowest parts of the body due to gravity. Now, this baby's laying down in this photo, so if this is what's going on, then I'm not sure if that's why the blood would be pooling towards the part of his cheek that's settled against the ground and the side of his neck that's settled against the ground, as with the eye that is more discolored closer to the ground. The discoloration, the settling blood causes purplish red discoloration of the skin in those areas, which is known as livor mortis. Livor mortis typically starts within 30 minutes to an hour after death and becomes more visible within 2 to 4 hours, reaching maximum visibility around 8 to 12 hours. Fixation. After a certain time, the blood vessels break down and the blood starts to coagulate, making the discoloration fixed and non-blanchable, meaning it won't lighten when pressed. Forensic significance. Livor mortis can be a valuable clue for forensic investigators. It can help estimate the time of death and determine if a body has been moved after death. For example, if the discoloration is only on the back of the body, suggests the body was laying face up after death. Well, y'all, let's go back to the picture. What do y'all think? Let's go back to the picture. What do you all think? Again, I am not trying to be a conspiracy theorist here. I'm really not. But there is more coloring on the bottom side of his purplish on this side, which is facing and laying towards the ground, than there is on top. It doesn't look like shadowing to me. It really doesn't look like shadowing to me. It looks like bruising, purplish discoloration. And I'm really, really, really curious to hear what y'all have to say. I know we've got some people in our group who have a medical background, and anybody else on any other creator that may be watching this, if you've got anybody in your group of subscribers that has a medical background, I'd really love to hear your thoughts on this picture. Did baby Emmanuel have a heart condition that could explain this? He appears to always be laying down in all the pictures they show. So was he not able to sit up on his own? Was he having heart challenges before this photo was taken? Or is this a staging photo, like some are suspecting, as a supposed proof of life? Um, I don't know. When was this photo taken? We have no idea. And again, I don't want to deep dive into conspiracy, but nothing would surprise me with this couple, given what we've learned so far. And so just be kind. I'm not trying to go into conspiracy. I'm simply asking for expert eyes and your opinions, or whoever may be able to give me some answers by looking at this objectively. What are your thoughts around this picture? Because it does feel eerie. It doesn't feel right. And the pooling is definitely, the discoloration is most definitely very curious at best. Thanks for your time. Love and light. See you on the other side.